So guys, there was recently some real drama happening. Supposedly David Grusch got assaulted while trying to get into a Scif with Luna and Burleson, and this is quite significant news. Everyone's been talking about it, and we're going to be covering this, so make sure you stay till the end, because the absolute thing you will not believe will be right there. So yeah, hope you enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications on, helps out a lot.
Sticking out your tongue for the picture.
We had tried to get another hearing with the task force before this one, and every single witness we had reached out to said that they didn't want to testify because they were scared for their life. And these were not people that you see in the media. These were not, podcasters or anyone who's made a career talking about it. These were legitimate, former military and or military contractors, and they were literally afraid of being killed. And then you had David Grusch tell us directly that he was actually, felt in fear of his life, and some weird things had happened prior to that first hearing. And then I would encourage all of you to actually reach out to him, because even just yesterday, I actually went into the Scif with David Grusch and Eric Burleson. And prior to that Scif meeting happening, there was something really bizarre that took place with David Grusch, and it's being handled at the law enforcement level. But, things like that happening are not normal, especially being that David Grusch is currently Eric Burleson's congressional staffer. And so you're seeing a lot of stuff now flush out. And what I can tell you is we are trying to actively push to release the information that we've seen to the American people. And so again, you have this aspect of this disinformation campaign that's taking place, trying to discredit it. And I frankly don't care at this point, because what I can tell you is the people that are genuinely interested in the actual science of this, the people like Dr. Avi Loeb, who actually can provide the data to back this stuff up, those people know the truth. And so we're not necessarily doing this for the people on X that are trying to discredit it. We're doing for the people that are actually taking this seriously. And then also to remember, this is a very, very big deal, especially from a national security perspective. And so I've actually also had meetings with officials of foreign governments. I won't get into what those governments are, but I did ask for any information that they could share in regards to this topic. And I bring that up because the US government is not the only government that has taken a particular interest in this. And there are going to be, I think there's going to be some information presented in the upcoming hearing from George Knapp on the topic. But again, we've been able to branch out and talk to other governments in regards to this.
So we actually have established that George Knapp will be part of the 4 whistleblowers that will be in this hearing. And in yesterday's, or the day previous to that upload, we actually covered the whistleblower list and what the event is going to be like, the congressional hearing. It's really, really exciting, and it's still confirmed by all the official people, including our wonderful Luna, that it's still happening on the 9th of September. So we're going to be covering everything related to this, guys. You do not miss an upload, especially right now, okay? But holy shit. So yesterday I was just, hanging out, enjoying my weekend, as most of you probably were watching my videos, hopefully. But, and then I saw Soul Foundation was releasing such long content, and I knew it was my duty for you guys just to be sifting through it and be hearing what is being said. And that's when I discovered all this news about David Grusch, all the drama, and it's just really informational. So I'm going to be taking some really important parts out for you guys. It's my duty to do that. And yeah, it's just all around such good stuff, okay? You won't have to sit through the fucking 20 hours content, right?
And so far, David Grusch has been someone that I've actually, and it's really bizarre to see the attacks that come into some of our witnesses, especially after we announce them. But so far, he's been able to not just help point us in the right direction as far as being able to turn over the correct rocks and then also flush out who both the good and bad actors are. But, I was also in the military, and when I'm interacting with him, I do not get any sense that he is full of nonsense. I think that he takes this very seriously. And then when you realize that a lot
So Luna was actually in the military? What the fuck? Did you guys know this? But regardless, I notice how she says that the moment they release the list of whistleblowers, there's an immediate reaction to that, whether it's from the deep state, from the inner Pentagon, the DOD, right? There's just an immediate reaction and an attempt to scare these people into not going forth and going to attend this event and saying what they need to say. And then David Grusch must be really pissed off because he's doing what he believes is right for the American people and how it relates to, you know, the Constitution. And then there's just this whole, you know, group of people that just don't give a single fuck about how things are supposed to run. They want it run how they want it done, right? So I just want to take a quick second to talk about the Manhattan-sized interstellar object Atlas that's coming right towards us. I mean, Jesus, right? This thing is coming at us, and Avi Loeb has been talking about it. Luna has, and it's just a big story. And the actual New York Post official Twitter, like what is even going on, says that this object could release many probes that will appear as UAPs, experts warn. Who are these experts? What is even going on, guys? What are your thoughts on this?
Who's the biggest whistleblower
So far?
right now? So far, yeah.
David motherfucking Grusch.
Mr. Grusch, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
So give me his story.
David Grusch came to me and George Knapp at a bar, like all good stories start. And he handed George Knapp, trusted journalist, his ICIG complaint, Intelligence Community Inspector General complaint. He was specifically tasked to investigate the black budget programs that deal with UFOs and non-human intelligence and tell us, are they hiding it? And he did. And he hit pay dirt. He came forward. And finally, with me and George, we're kind of guiding him. Hey, we've been down this road. Like, be careful of this. We know some people. Let's talk about this. Let's get you out in front so it's harder to hurt you. Here's the basics. There are UFOs. There are non-human intelligence. We have crash retrieval programs. Somebody asked him, were there any beings on some of these craft? And he says, yeah, on some of the crafts we retrieved biologics.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
He didn't say beings, bodies. He said biologics.
I remember talking to Larry Page, and he was saying, for space travel, it doesn't necessarily have to be you go through these light years. For example, you can download your consciousness or brain into a computer, send that through a laser beam into a clone that's already been printed out. So there are different sort of, you know, biologics. If you
That's way above my pay grade. Can I have more whiskey?
Gotta love Jeremy Corbell. This is way above my pay grade. Can I have some more whiskey? Am I right? Hopefully some Jack Daniels. That shit's so good, especially with Coke, right? So yeah, David Grusch is like the actual messiah of the UAP disclosure movement. And with this hearing coming up, I'm really hoping we're going to see him in the Congress House, like watching these people, making sure everything happens as it's supposed to, like a fucking hawk or eagle, right?
I couldn't be very upfront about my firsthand knowledge until recently. I got some other security approvals through the pre-publication and security review process. And I did have some firsthand knowledge of some specific parts of the program. I'm currently drafting an op-ed that I'm going to release in a few weeks, and I will be discussing what I actually do know firsthand. I just could not overtly discuss that at the time, including at the hearing, because the Pentagon and the IC were sitting on some of my pre-publication and review paperwork at the time, so I could not acknowledge that.
When you say you have firsthand knowledge, you actually saw something yourself?
Well, the deeper description of what I know has been redacted. They proposed a redaction in a pre-publication and security review response a few days ago, and they're telling me to withhold legally some of the firsthand knowledge I have, but I'm allowed to generally discuss that I was read into a UAP-related program directly by the U.S. government.
So I want to ask...
And this was a while ago, right? So... yeah, that op-ed never came, but I'm guessing that's for good reason, and maybe what's coming in the news today is part of that reason, and maybe it's going to come to light. I mean, 9th of September, guys.
Congressman?
Yeah.
You made some headlines with the hire of David Grusch.
Yeah.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you feel the need to do it?
I think that just it's frustrating to me that we can't continue to just not really get any further. And so one of the things that was highlighted to me really is that, or obvious to me, is that we don't have somebody that's an expert in this field helping us navigate the intelligence community, navigate these, because the thing is, you don't know which questions to ask, right? And so how do you even determine where to go if you don't even have the first clue?
So how did the idea come about? Oh, well, Grusch says he knows some things. Let's bring him in.
Yeah. Well, first, just meeting him and having him come in for the first hearing, that was really, I thought that he was a very credible witness. And while I may not, I'm a skeptic. I may not agree that these are aliens from another planet. But I certainly do not doubt or discount his reputation. He is highly credible, highly respected, and he certainly was in the right roles. And so I think he was his credentials are amazing. And just having him as an asset to be able to help us navigate and plan and coordinate where to go from here is really what I wanted to get accomplished.
So he's going to be is currently working for you, or will be?
April 1.
April 1, okay. So what are the things that he can do then that you can't necessarily believe that you could do right now?
Yeah, one is that, it's the amount of time. So getting him committed and on where he's able to provide counsel to me. He's putting together a plan that we'll be able to execute and then work alongside, really through my office, work to try to get some more information out through the committee staff and other things. But at the end of the day, he's working for my staff, and so that has to be kind of the parameters. He can't work for the committee. He's working for me.
So he's now going to be working for you. Obviously, one of the different dynamics here is this whole, the questions and the investigations and the hearings and all that started in the Biden administration, right? President Biden, the defense secretary was Lloyd Austin. It's obviously a much different time right now. Pete Hegseth is the defense secretary over at the Pentagon. Have you talked to the secretary about this? The Aero office is over there at the Pentagon. Have you talked to him yet about this? What about now in the new administration?
Well, I don't have a direct line with Pete. I'm going to try to get that connection.
But you see where I'm going, right?
Because what is good about Grusch is he does have direct connections with a lot of these individuals. And so he's got connections with Tulsi and a lot of other individuals that I think would be very valuable.
What about it now with President Trump in the White House? How does this change?
He's a disclosure president. He has clearly demonstrated that he wants to be transparent. He's already released more of the JFK files than anyone else has, and he's really pushing to release more, trying to release the Epstein list, trying to release the information that the American people deserve to know about UAPs.
So let me leave you with this. Do you think now that David Grusch is soon going to be on your staff here in a few days, that eventually, whether it be a few weeks, a few months, whatever it is, that there's going to be an aha moment? See, this is something we didn't know about. Do you think that's coming?
I do think that we're going to find out some more information. The question is, will we get to that point where it's definitive that this is, we determine what it is? That I can't answer for you.
And when you approached Grusch on this, what was his response?
He was very open to the idea. He really just wants to serve his country. If you look at his background, he's somebody that just loves this nation and wants to has a servant heart.
All right, we'll leave it there. Congressman Burleson, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So if you have made it thus far, thank you so much. Take the time to visit the Patreon and donate $1 a month, which helps out with the continued existence of this channel. Leave some comments, interact in any way you can. It helps out an absolute ton. I would also love to hear your thoughts. Let me know about what you think about what's going to happen at the hearing. Do you think David Grusch is legit? Do you think he's the Messiah? Would love to hear about that and everything else we've talked about. So let's go ahead and do that. Twitter down below. We can have more conversations there, share stuff. It's all really interconnected, really useful. So let's use that. And try and upload every day. So I'll see you tomorrow, probably. See ya.
Fucking degenerate.